At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities. We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities. We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like drawers, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs. Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class so they can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us, is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things.
Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Kern High Network. This is live exclusive coverage of high school activities in the Kern High School District. Tonight, it's a Thursday night special. The activity is varsity football. We are at legendary Foothill High School Trojan Field. You hear the Trojan marching band below. They're playing the entrance, and their Foothill Trojans are about to enter the field of competition. Here they come. Great show tonight. Beautiful facilities. Unbelievable Central Valley orange sunset to the right of us at the west, and to the east, the foreboding shadow of Bear Mountain in God's country. I'm Vance Palm, joined as always by Rick Van Horn, Julian Wilson, our director. And Rick, another hot Friday, 2 Fridays, or the hot Thursday. 2 weeks ago we started off our season in 78-degree weather, and we kicked off ahead of schedule. Now here we are, a little bit behind schedule. Let the JV game get done, the varsity get started, and it's a nice temperature now. But having said all that, tonight shapes up to be a nice football game between the host Trojans and the visiting East High Blades.
Well, this is a neighborhood rivalry game. You know, East High's getting rid of those right off the bat. You know, the first game of the year they went against Highland, who's their next door neighbor, and that's a rivalry. Foothill is just as close to East High, and that's another rivalry for years, you know, going back to the 1965. So even though they're not in the same league, it matters. This game matters.
Interesting you would say that. I was down talking to head coach B.B. Carrasco of the East High Blades, and he had some really nice things to say about the Kern High Network, what we're doing. He just very complimentary of the effort that goes on between the Kern High Network and all the schools that are really promoting. He goes, a lot different than we were playing, huh, Vance?
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
A lot different. I said, it's great. And he goes, well, I really appreciate it. And I said, well, BB, I'm looking forward to this game. This is a really interesting and very important game. He said, well, I'm glad you're liking it because I'm ready to have a heart attack. he was very pensive, really dialed in.
This is a neighborhood game. A lot of the outcome on the Highland game, the Foothill East, Foothill Highland, these kids are what we call transitory. So they will move to the school that's winning. So there's a good chance that whoever wins this game, they're going to have people from the other roster on their roster.
We will step out for a brief moment, leave the audio on so you can hear the national anthem. Foothill High School, the host tonight, are in the Horizon League. They're 1-1. East High School in the Mountain League, 0-2. Spoke to Coach Carrasco, and by the way, BB's brought over some top-notch guys to get involved, and we dropped their name 2 weeks ago up at Highland. Kareem Bland, Terrence Cummins, Brandon Davis, Edward Morrow. That's Eddie Morrow, by the way, the great athlete. Joey Reese, Gary Sherman. Saw Coach Sherman before the game when he was over there talking to the staple, part of the furniture at Foothill High School, Ned Perminter.
Well, you know, Coach Sherman is a alumni of Foothill.
Yeah, well, he came over to say hi to Coach Perminter, and there was no lack of jabs taken at each other. Head coach Chris Weedle.
No, from Foothill.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Yeah.
Put your third pair of glasses on and let me read the roster, will you? For the Foothill Trojans, Chris Weedle, Santana, Velasquez, Reese, Crawford, Tinsley, and the equipment manager Ruben Cisneros, the AD Mike Bizad. But we'll be saying hi to the entire Foothill staff here in a moment. I'm Vance Palm, Rick Van Horn, Julian Wilson, and we are so stoked. What a beautiful, beautiful night here. What a shot of that sunset over there, guys.
Well, now it's very nice up here.
I think Julian might be able to catch a glimpse of that sunset for our viewers at some point tonight. We hope Man, that's nice.
I was telling Julian, last time I was here as a head coach, it was 1998. Before you were born, Vance.
Barely. I barely got to Mother Earth about that time. Well, what a night. And we're underway. East will have the football first. Taking to the 15-yard line. That's Jacob Pinto.
You know, we saw from last time, 2 weeks ago when they played Highland. They finally, I think they discovered their missing link, which was number 45. And I'm going back to Randy Lenore. Randy Lenore, as they found him in the second half. Randy's about 5'8", 240 pounds, and he's a load.
You're so right. First and 10. The quarterback, that story in just a moment, but oh God, did Rick just mention something? Did we just hear about number 44? What was that you that said that?
Yeah, I think it was. Might have been Julian, who knows? Fresno State comes up with a good idea every once in a while.
Randy Lenore, right as Rick was talking about him, just lowers the boom and drops the shoulder that picked him up an extra 5 yards. He had already picked up 5, and on a 1st and 10, he gets another 1st and 10. The quarterback for the East High Blades. We were going to get to that story, but Lenore just keeps running over guys. Look out, flag on the play. But Levi Delgado is controlling the offense tonight. We happened to be calling that game 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, their quarterback at the time, which was Uzziah Santiago, took a big hit, and he is not in uniform.
The good news is he should be back maybe next week for sure, the following week.
That's great.
And he's on crutches right now. But Levi Delgado, he came in last week and did a very good job. They didn't drop the drop-offs very much at all because there was a good battle in preseason between those two. So they're pretty even.
Flag was against the Blades. Back to a 1st and 20. Delgado in the shotgun. Some nice movement on that offensive line right there. A good, strong run by the Blades, and whistles haven't blown yet. They finally do, but it's a gain of 8, so it'll be 2nd and 12. We're at Foothill High School. I'm Vance Palm, Rick Van Horn, Julian Wilson. Our operating manager, Javier Valdez, was here early with myself and Julian. I was here early, and Javier was up here with us getting everything going, getting us dialed in, making sure that when we push enter that we're live, and we are. Javi, thank you, and he's down taking some great photos on the grass for the Kern High Network. 2nd and 12. Ball at their own 48, East High.
Going to see a little hitch. We've got a little separation between the slot man here. Nope, they're going to hand it to Lenore.
Oh, boy, he's tough.
God.
He took a hit at the 48, and he made it over the 50-yard line into the other 48.
Going to bring up about a 3rd and 8.
Delgado can toss it now. He can spin it.
Yeah. You know, when you find a gym like this in a game, it changes your whole outcome of your season, because now you've got a cowbell there carrying the ball, and now you're a different team.
3rd and 9.
There he is,
Delgado
wide
flushed
open.
out of the pocket. Can go deep if he can let it go. Nice pitch, nice catch, nice hit at the end of the play, and I think after all of that, it was very close to a 1st down. Angel Chacon. Ooh, super close. Are they going to move the chains? Did they move it?
They haven't moved it. Oh, now they are.
By the way, very familiar voice in the public address system. The great Mark Heffernan on the call. I was walking up from the parking lot, and I heard that very familiar dulcet baritone of Mark Heffernan. So they pick up the first. Delgado's 1 for 1 in the air. He stands at the 45-yard line. Boy, it looked like some early start there. Delgado flushed out of the pocket. He's going to keep it, trying to get to the sidelines. He won't. He makes one move there. Ooh, that was a really nice juke. And it bought him a few extra yards, but more importantly, it kept him from getting his bell rung. And these Foothill coaches over here, they're talking to this line judge over here. They think they see some guys taking off a little early for the Blades. I thought I might as well.
It might have been the slot receiver there, but a good first down play by East High. They gained 8. Be a long 7 there.
Coach Carrasco and his staff were talking to me about that loss at Cabrillo. He said, look, we can't get down 21-0 in the second quarter. It's just, he said, you can't do that. Other than that, we played well, and the guys haven't stopped, and they haven't quit playing, and Lenore's just running over guys. And I mean, you look at the two defenders, they did the right thing. I mean, you're looking at Raimundo Arellano and Marcos Carbajal. They went low on him. They went low.
You've got to wrap up on this big kid. Lenore is a low, 245, 250. Low center of gravity. You've got to tackle.
That's important you say that because they went low.
They went low,
but you got to wrap.
Yeah.
That's an important point. You young players out there, you might say, Coach, I got him right in the knees, right in the ankles, right. Yeah, but he's still running.
You got to bring your hands with you.
Still running. Another first down. So an impressive first drive for the East High Blades. Foothill bending, not broken. Lenore on the left hip of Delgado. And they go to the big fella. He cuts right back up the middle.
Look at him go.
And
wow.
Gets to the 22-yard line. And every first down, they picked up 7 at minimum. 7 minimum.
Well, that's what you got to do. That's the whole key. Win first down. You got to get 6 yards or better, and they're doing that. And you see where they're at.
Second and 2. Ball's at the 22. We're here in the first quarter. It's been all East High's possession so far. Way out to the right side, Dominic Heckert. Talked about him last week or 2 weeks ago. They give it to Lenore. And another first down to the 15-yard line. He's going to get into some early discussions early in this 2024 season of players to watch, players to keep an eye on. Obviously, we knew that 2 weeks ago when we started watching him, but on a night like tonight where he's starting to get into a better feel with his linemen, starting to get a better rhythm with Delgado. It's 2 games now with the same quarterback. Well, 2.5 games, basically.
Advance, he's only a junior.
Right.
So good for Coach Carrasco.
Another 1st and 10. Delgado drops back, flings it, has his man out there. Chacon looking to get in, he does. Touchdown, East High. A great drive punctuated by a nice pitch and catch. Touchdown.
Delgado threw that thing like Aaron Rodgers. Little sidearm action, little soft toss out there for the touchdown.
That's how you draw it up. As far as a drive, I mean, that's you just piece it together. And for our Foothill fans that are watching tonight, just a bit of transparency and full disclosure as we watch. Bad snap. Can he get outside? No, he cannot. So really quick, great hustle play out there by the Trojans. They wrap up the holder, and nice job. Good, smart play there, and it keeps it at 6-0. And that is Derek Sanchez who made that play. A little bit of transparency, full disclosure, as I said. I got down in that field pretty early. I wanted to talk to Coach, both coaches actually, but never saw Coach Weedle because he and the Trojans, they stayed off of the main field to the very, very, very last moment. They were back behind us, and they had a special guest speaker come in and talk to him.
Jim Wooster.
So Coach Wooster came in there and was
Coach Wooster was the back of the year in 1972 here in Bakersfield, California. So
he was the man.
He was the man.
So Coach Weedle had him come over and talk to his guys, and they didn't get out on the field till introductions and the anthem. So I didn't have a chance to go talk to Coach Weedle, but I had. So when I talk about my discussion with Carrasco, I don't want the Foothill fans thinking, "Hey, Vance, didn't you talk to our coach either?" No, I didn't. Sorry.
I got a feeling you talked to Coach Permenter for about 25 minutes down there.
Well, it wasn't by design.
Yeah.
I tried to get by. He goes, "Hey, Arvin."
Yeah.
And then the name Chuck Chamberlain and Billy Satterfield
my God.
and Greg Showers came up very quickly. Then he dropped Dwayne Dameron on me, and I said, okay. Okay, Foothill will take the ball at the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. We'll see what they can put together. Coach Permenter says, well, I like you Arvin guys. Salt of the earth. So those BHS guys, you can't really trust them. No, he didn't say that. Don't worry, I'm messing with him.
Oh, he was thinking it. He was thinking it.
There's been a time where he probably has. 5:26 left in this first quarter. The Trojans packed in tight, Rick.
Double wing, here we come.
Quick pitch out to the left side and starts off really nice. A good run over there by Derek Sanchez. Oh, fumble ball's on the ground.
Wow.
Late ball drop. It pops out and it's collected by Avian Tijarina. So Tijarina with the fumble recovery on what started off with looked like a nice start to their drive, and the ball pops out.
What's that say right there? Versus double wing, you got to force 3 punts or 3 3-and-outs or get 2 turnovers to win the game against the double wing. And that's one right there.
Great point, Rick. Well, now if you're the Blades, you're flying high. The ball is 1st and 10 on the Foothill 42-yard line. That defense for the Blades was chomping at the bit to get out there. They were fired up. They wanted to get it rolling. And just like that, the offense back on the field. Delgado.
Look like number 25 there for the Blades.
Don't have a 25. Do you?
I don't.
I haven't heard Heffernan.
Yeah, he doesn't know either. We gave him 3 weeks. You know, we got kind of a hodgepodge roster the first week, and now it's week 3. And
our man Javier stayed on him. Javier Valdez was on him all week, and he says, "All right, they've cleaned up their roster." And I said, "Look, it's for the kids. It's for their families. We want to get all the right information so mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and brother and sister can say that's my guy right there." Lenore, we know that
nice
name.
Play by Foothill defense, number 32.
Yeah, good hit right there by Isaiah Hernandez. Got in there and made some contact quickly.
That's what you have to do. You saw tonight the Chiefs are playing the Ravens, and the Ravens in the backfield have now Derrick Henry, 250-pound load. But the key to playing against Derrick Henry, you got to get him early, because if you let him get ahead of steam, you're not going to be able to tackle him, even at that level. Same way with Randy Lenore.
Well, in this Trojan defense, they played well that first drive. I mean, the East just put everything together and didn't make any mistakes. And so now probably looks like a passing down, 3rd and 10. Delgado looks to his right, throws, fires out there, and it is almost picked off. And it was intended for possibly 2 Blades. It could have been Frankie Gonzalez, but it could have also been Dominic Heckard. So now it's 4th and 10, and it looks like Coach Carrasco is going to go ahead and send the punt team out there. So Foothill holds. Good job.
And when you're playing a double wing team, you also want to make them go as long and as far as they have to go. So in this situation, if you went for 4th down, they stopped it, they get the ball on the 44, they'd only have to go 60-some-odd yards, opposed to going now about 70 yards.
Ball caught at the 20-yard line. Once again, everybody, welcome. You're watching the Kern High Network. This is live exclusive coverage of high school activities in the Kern High School District, largest in the state, I think one of the largest in the entire country. And our live streaming efforts are second to none. We have a great show now called In the Huddle. We will be live at high noon tomorrow, high noon, live in the Huddle at Independence High School. The Falcons welcoming in Coach Richie Starrett and the Centennial Golden Hawks tomorrow night. That's going to be a nice game right there.
That's going to be a big game.
So we'll hear from Coach Gola and a couple of the student athletes, and that's going to be live at noon at Independence High School. Here we go, second drive for Foothill.
We got another fumble! East has got it again.
So these short pitches backward, these tosses back, look like to me the running back might have been viewing the land in front of him before catching it, and oh my gosh, 2 plays, 2 turnovers. Oh, man.
Well, East High's doing exactly what you have to do against a double-wing team. You got to create turnovers. You got to make them punt a couple times. And if you can do that, time is on your sides. They're not. This is not a come from behind offense.
Time is on my side.
Hey, can you see the lights from Highland right here? Because there's a big game over there. Kennedy versus Highland tonight.
Right there. Lenore gobbled up right there. And how many times can you ask this Foothill defense to be special and stop this power back and a quarterback who's coming into his own?
We're just in the first quarter. He's got about 10 carries already.
Right.
I'm assuming he's going to carry the ball about 40 times tonight. But that ball only weighs 16 ounces, so he shouldn't get too tired.
Didn't gain anything on that one. Delgado's going to keep it himself, and he's brought down at about the 14-yard line, and I think he's got a first. They move it. He picks up the first. 2:22 and counting.
First down plays.
They hand the ball off. This time it's to Jacob Borboa. He's wrapped up. Nice tackle. Good job. Good hit out there by Ezekiel Rodriguez.
We've got 1:45 left in this first quarter, and Foothill's only had 2 offensive plays.
A 1st and 10, they fumbled. They get the ball back, they hold. 1st and 10, fumble. Defense has been on the field the entire quarter, Rick. You've got Borboa on the left hip, flag on the play. And it was right before the snap. Right before the snap. Are there too many guys on the field?
It may be. He's counting them. Yep.
Well, as the great Terry Hallam always said, that's a great move if you get away with it. Right?
Yeah.
It's a great one if you get away with it, but they did not this time. So a timeout is taken while the penalty is called. We'll stay here for a minute. Big weekend of football coming up. Important games.
Got some good games tomorrow. You've got Golden Valley at South, kind of the
neighborhood game in itself.
Neighborhood trophy for the south side of town. You've got BHS at Stockdale. The big one, Centennial at Independence. And then you've got Frontier traveling to Clovis. Frontier biting off a lot this preseason.
Yeah, they are.
They got thundered last week by Liberty of Brentwood, which is up north, 24-7.
With their sights set on November football, they loaded up in August. All right, after the timeout, second and 13. Delgado takes the snap. He kicks it to the outside. Nice job of running there. Good tackle. Gain of about 7 for Barboa. And Barboa, the sophomore, by the way, he's an aggressive runner. He attacks.
Yeah, good change of pace there. You got the big back Lenore, and you got a little speed back Barboa. You know, speaking of sophomores, East High has 11 sophomores on their varsity.
Yeah.
You know, which tells you Coach Carrasco's building for the future.
And the JV game was great. It was a 7-0 win by Foothill, but both teams look really good. Both JV teams look solid. Barboa again, he's trying to get into the end zone, gets stopped at, well, we think the whistle hasn't blown yet. Oh, he battled up to.
He's going to be close. He's going to be close.
Well, that's huge. You get him a first down.
Well, I think this left line judge is calling fourth down, so it's going to be about, well.
No, it looks like they, well, is it first or fourth, fellas?
Now it's first and goal.
So it is first and goal from the 4. They got
and that's
going to
be quarter.
Well, we finished the quarter with the Trojans only having 2 plays from the line of scrimmage, and now their defense is backed up at the 4-yard line. 6-0. We'll take a short break on the Current Night Network and be back right after this. You're watching the Game of the Week.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
East a first and goal from about the 4. 6-0. East High, start of the second quarter.
Delgado gives it to Barboa. Oh, what a nice job right there. Boy, they did that right in front of Coach and Jim. They both liked that. Coach Pimenta said, hey.
278 there. Nice tackle.
A big hit there by Donovan Garcia. Well, Anthony Perez, you know what with these jerseys, Rick? I'm here to tell you. I remember last year, I think it was either you and I or Kenny and I, that the black jersey with the gold, and if their pads have the jersey scrunched up at all, we can make an error or two. So Anthony Perez is who our public address announcer, Mark Heffernan with the binoculars, stated. Second and goal from the 1. Now Lenore's back in. And Lenore, that's just,
he got in.
Lenore, because he was hit hard.
Wow.
Up front by a big dude, a big guy. They just couldn't wrap him up, and he falls into the end zone for a touchdown.
One guy's not going to bring Lenore down.
They hit him hard, too. He got a big body on him, just couldn't stop him.
A big D lineman hit him, and he just kept those legs churning and right into the end zone.
Well, we'll see if they can do right by this PAT. The first touchdown in the first quarter, bad snap, and didn't happen. And that one's blocked. How about this?
Wow.
And it got through. It was nicked. It was hit. And it actually went through. Oh, man. What a great play by Carlos Rano. He got in there and deflected it and still made it through. So it's 13-0.
Well, one thing I tell you, and it happened 2 weeks ago. What was East High's Achilles heel?
Oh, their special teams.
Their special teams,
The
and
snaps.
again, it's coming back to bite them in the butt.
The snaps.
You know, you've got to win the kicking game. One out of every 6 plays is a special team, and if you're losing that, that's not good.
Fun times at Foothill. They got great. It's Hawaiian night. Everybody has their Hawaiian shirts on and got the Hawaiian lays on. It's a nice atmosphere. Fun times at Foothill. Of course, well documented is the entire renovation of this campus.
The renovation is beautiful, and you know, this stadium can rival. There's only about one other, and that's Liberty. Right now with the track, Bakersfield High School.
Ooh. First and 10 from the 37.
Bakersfield High School is another renovated one that's very nice. All the other high schools are saying, hey, when are we going to get the renovation?
Calvin and I called that game last Friday night, Garza at BHS. Abbott got a little banged up. He sits out for 2 or 3 series. Wells comes through and just starts bursting through the line and running for 80, 90 yards. He goes, hey, get me back in there.
Yeah.
I want to get back
Yeah.
in. Talented team Coach Shee's got. Okay, Rick. Looks like they spread things out here.
Uh-oh. They junked that double wing real fast.
Okay, first and 10, a little bit different look for the Trojans. They hand the ball off this time, and it's a nice, oh, gosh, what a hit. Flag on the play, and I think it may be helmet to helmet.
He might
Rick.
have a helmet to helmet, but in
Who
that
administ-
case, yeah.
Who administered the punishment?
Who initiated that? I thought it was the running back put his head down.
What a run by Raimundo Arellano. Goodness, what a hit.
They're talking to the East High captain there, and they're taking it back on to the Foothill side.
That must be what the call is. I haven't seen the...
I couldn't hear.
Well, it's a 5-yard call, so it couldn't have been that. First and 20, so the Trojans even went a great start on the third drive, a penalty flag. What's happening? Quick pass out here to this side, and it goes through the hands of Sanchez.
Bring up about 2nd and 17?
Well, it says 2nd and 20, and it must have been a 10-yard penalty. But 17, okay.
Yeah,
now they got it
17.
right. I was a bit flummoxed there for a moment, Rico. 2nd and 17, 2 receivers split out to both sides. The handoff goes to Pinto. Pinto trying to get outside. Pinto makes 1 move, 2 moves. Oh, and he's finally brought down at the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Nice play. Sorry, this is Luis Correa. Sorry, everybody. Correa.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm looking at my roster and going,
I was thinking, that didn't sound right.
Yeah,
That did
what's
not
going
sound
on
right.
here?
Luis Correa. Sorry about that, Correa family. That's your running back, the Trojans running back. 3rd and 9. They stay on the ground with it. Can they get through?
Oh.
They cannot.
Going to bring up about a 4th and 8. Foothill's going to line up in a punt formation.
Quarterback is Ismael Ramirez, by the way. So the Trojans were able to run a few plays there, but on their first one, which was a really nice start, they had a penalty and got them in the hole again, so they've not been able to come out firing.
Well, he came out in the double wing. That lasted about 2 series. They got down 13-0.
Oh, he got a nice punt off, Rick. That went a long ways, and a great tackle. Boy, that's a really, really nice job right there. And I think I have to wait and see his back of his jersey. Yeah, that is Marcos Carvajal Jr. I think if that punter would have fallen down, they could have gotten roughing the punter.
Good play on both sides. Good. My pet peeve, you got to catch the punt, which East High did, and was actually a good line drive. Tough to catch punt that Foothill got off.
So 9:33 remaining in this first half. It is 13-0. First and 10, East High. Delgado wants to throw. Stops, plants. He's flushed out. Might keep it himself. He's going to get in trouble. Oh, he hangs on to it and takes a huge loss and goes down the 20-yard line. And Coach Van Horn was even urging him, throw it, throw it, throw it.
Throw it away. Nothing there. Once you get there and he had to stop his feet, throw it away. Live to play another down.
Loss of 7.
That's just a young quarterback, a backup quarterback, trying to
prove
make
himself.
Yeah, trying to make plays. What they call getting it in front of you, ahead of your skis. Some of you skiers out there, I know you are, Vance.
Got it. Understand completely. I've had a few tumbles being out in front of my skis. 2nd and 17. They go back to Lenore. Lenore has some space, and that's all he needs. Oh, nice job. They brought him down at about the 31-yard line. It's a good tackle to get him brought down, because if he gets some steam going, it's going to be trouble. We're going to dip below the 8-minute mark here in 9 seconds. 3rd and 7. Big defensive hold here possibly for Foothill. They need to make it happen.
Look for a screen here by East High.
They've got that gap. Hard count, but there's also a blade that moved. Might be offsetting because number 20 for East High School, that's Frankie Gonzalez. Yeah. He jumped as well.
They're calling it offsides.
Oh, boy.
That's going to bring up to about a 3rd and 3 now. So take that screen off the table and bring Lenore back on.
Put him back at the table.
Yeah, he's back at the table. I think he likes to be at that table. 245, 5'8".
They are signaling and whistling to the clock starter down here to start the clock, and they are not starting the clock. There it is.
You know, Coach Waddell is from Wasco, and depending on when he was there, they had a guy named Darren Owens who was the head coach back in the early 90s who brought the double wing to Bakersfield. Now, it was up and around other places up and down the state, but he had come from L.A. down to Wasco and brought the double wing, and they had great success there for the few years he was there. So I don't know if Waddell got his influence from Coach Owens.
Well, Coach Waddell and the White Hat are having a vociferous exchange right now. And it looked like to me that they were wanting the clock to start. Now they finally started it. So it's Third and a long 3, and Lenore, no problem for Lenore. He got behind his offensive line and said, let's get it on.
Yep. He put his hand in the back of number 70 and said, get it going. Lenore, again, a big first down run. Gave him about 7. East High, just giving him a dose of Lenore. Randy Lenore, about a 5'8", 245-pound junior out of East High. That might be his 20th carry already in this first half. He's probably near the 100-yard mark already.
Great baseball player. Nephew of the great Tootie Gonzalez. One of the head counselors at East, current head baseball coach. To the right side. And how about this? Now we have Santiago is in. Is he in?
Is that Santiago?
Dressed. He's dressed.
Oh, my.
So Uzziah Santiago is dressed, everyone. We were under the impression he was not going to be suited up. Not only is he not suited up, he's in, Rick.
And he ran that play for a first down.
Wow. Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news here.
I still see a little limp. I saw him on crutches last week.
Yeah, I did not know he was playing tonight. I was down on the field, didn't see him. 6 minutes left in the half, 1st and 10. Quick pitch.
Oh!
Cut! And it might go back all the way. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh, Marcos Carvajal Jr. That's how you get back in this thing right away. Barboa bobbled it. It was the Barboa bobble that caused another Trojan to hit him again, and then by that time it was over. He couldn't hang on to it.
Foothill had 2 defenders right in the right position, nobody blocking them. Marcos Carvajal,
the third
was the recipient because he actually was a corner playing off a little bit. By the time he got there, the ball was ready to get picked, and away he goes.
The junior, Marcos Carvajal III, has just injected a huge jolt of excitement back in this Trojan side of the football field. And here is the PAT. This is important for sure. It's up and it's good and it's hammered through there. So, how about that, Rick?
Wow. Big turnaround there. 13-7. Foothill looked like they didn't have anything going. All of a sudden, Carvajal picks up the fumble out of the air, takes it, 45 yards?
It had to be right in front of us, 45.
Yeah, 45 yards. Untouched for the touchdown.
Julian, I'm sure you caught that because that's nice footage. That's nice footage right there. So just like that, everybody, Foothill's back in this thing. East High brings in Uzziah Santiago, their starter for the beginning of the season against Highland. Got banged up, didn't play last week. Didn't see him warming up tonight. Comes in, and I don't mean to infer that any of this is on him. I was just kind of stating fact. Puts the ball in the hands of Barboa, and next thing you know, Marcos Carvajal the third. Oh, how about that? Taking on a line drive. That is Fernandez.
We got some room here.
Oh, Fernandez.
We got some room.
A big downfield block. Fernandez, and he gets it to the 35-yard line. So East High answers quickly. Is that Turtle Fernandez?
I'm trying to catch the number of the Foothill Trojan, number 3, that ran him down, and this is going to be Carlos Rona.
Yeah, Rauno.
Caught him from behind. It might have saved the touchdown.
So here's East again on the 35-yard line. Whistles blow, timeout taken by Foothill High School. We'll take a short break as well. We'll step off the mic for just a second. You're watching a good one. East at Foothill, Kern High Network, Game of the Week, Week 3.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
Welcome back after the timeout, 13-7. 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line of Foothill. And Foothill defense, once they see that the ball is in the hands of number 44, they're doing anything and everything. They're jumping on top of his shoulders, of his head. They're going low, anything to try to bring down big Randy Lenore.
Second down, 7.
Well, after this game, East High is going to have to put some stats into Max Preps there, because this Lenore is going to be
you're right,
near the top of the rushing table.
And Mom and Dad are going to say, hey, we need some schools to know what's going on, man.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. They give it to Randy again.
Oh, my.
And Lenore just bursts through. And so now all of a sudden up to the 20-yard line. And everybody that all of his opponents know about him. Every coach that
if they don't, they're going to know.
No, once they watch the first tape, they go, all right, this guy right here is a bowling ball. Look out! And he's got some big guys up there. Joseph Brock, jersey 58, right tackle. Big old dude. Luis Celis, Isaac Coral.
Oh, nice move by Lenore. It looks like a touchdown.
No stopping him.
What do you think?
No stopping him. Did they knock him out somehow? Oh, they must have just got him at the last second, because I didn't think he'd be stopped.
Lenore runs close to the end zone.
Somehow they shoved him out.
It looked like a touchdown from here, but we're on the far side, so we don't have a good view. Hurry up offense by East High. Delgado back in at quarterback.
Heckard way out to the right side, all for naught. We think it's
going to be a touchdown.
And it does. Touchdown. So a quick strike from the Blades after a great kickoff return by Fernandez. Fernandez got him to the 35. So they start with only 35 yards to get to the end zone, and for Andy Lenore, that's a hop, skip, and a jump, and that's exactly what happened. Back to a 19-7 lead now, up 12. Let's not forget that East High did not convert on their first PAT. Again, East High families, we apologize. Don't have a number 8. We don't have a number 28. Don't have the kicker's name here. Apologies. Another bad snap. They toss this one, and it is incomplete, so it stays a 12-point deficit. 2 out of 3 of the PATs not converted. But the fortunate thing is we don't have an 18 or 28. There's the two guys involved in the holding and the kicking.
Well, that was a called fake right there. You could tell that 3 receivers were on a mission there. So that was a called fake from the start.
Wow. Well, okay. Could be a storyline later. We don't know. 3:50 left in this first half. Great to have you with us. Don't forget, tomorrow, for all of you Kern High Network fans that are really into it, we have a show we started last month called In the Huddle. And it has absolutely been received with just such warmth and graciousness. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. It's just been a knockout show. We had our first on-location show last week in Drillerland.
I noticed you guys were a little cramped there because of all the construction going there. I'm surprised you picked that area, but
stellar afternoon at BHS, all capped off with some Dwarves and milkshakes. Trying to get to the outside. He's got some space, got some room. Trevino cuts back up, gets to the 39-yard line. Nice job. Good job by the kick team.
Good return by Trevino.
Kick return team. The white had his back pointing that I thought that he pointed at east, that it was going to be on east.
About a 20-yard return by Trevino.
Here's the call.
Oh, it looks like.
No, it's going to be on Foothill.
Well, usually a flag on the kickoff return means kickoff return.
And that change of direction, he came all the way back to this side of the field. So the Boo Birds are out from the Trojan side of it. They feel like they're getting picked on right now. But
so that 20-yard return minus 15 is now a 5-yard return.
All right, 1st and 10, 3:39 remains in the first half. Nice football game here. They're going to go to the air, possibly. Look out, in trouble, gets out of trouble. Ramirez looking for some room, and he gets gobbled up.
Oh, nice play by 24.
So good job over there by Marcus Rivera. He stayed home, Rick.
Nice tackle. Gain of only about 1. And Rivera's only a sophomore.
Talked about the youth of this team. Under 3 to go.
You're talking about East being young. Foothill's young too. They've got 10 sophomores.
2nd and 9. They look for the air again. Ramirez in trouble, can feel the pressure. He's going to try to run behind a few blocks. He cannot get outside. And he loses some yardage there. He doesn't have a lot of time. He's trying to make some quick decisions, and I think he's hearing a lot of footsteps as well, Rick.
Well, that was Vincent Rivera and Marcus Rivera, 24-26. Must be brothers on that tackle. And they are both sophomores. Third and about 12.
2 minutes left in the half. There's a big play here for Foothill.
Double reverse.
Oh, it's nice. It's setting up well. Correa, can he get to the outside to pick up the first down? He does. Correa. And a first down. I told you it was a big play, and they made it, because if not, they're going to give up the football with, a buck and a half left, and that's a really, really nice play. No flags, first down, Foothill. Nice.
And he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Smart play, young man. Ooh, that was close on the second handoff back here. He almost got tagged. It was close.
Somebody didn't stay home on the backside.
Okay, 1st and 10 on the 45 with 1:45 remaining in the half. Foothill trails by 12. The quarterback, Ismael Ramirez. Pass out here to the near side, and it's bobbled. Oh, goodness, and that is Sanchez's second drop tonight. They've tried that a couple times. One of the great sounds of calling games at Foothill High School.
Santa Fe.
This is coming down from Tehachapi. The train's rolling by, zipping by Bolt House Farms.
All I know is those guys at Weed Patch Highway, they're having to
Hey, but let me tell you this.
Stop.
I want to take this time to thank, I guess, is it Bill Thomas or the tree of Bill Thomas or anybody and everybody that built that unbelievable crosstown freeway. Oh, my gosh. Hats off to you. I don't know if any of you are listening, but if you know somebody that worked on that crosstown freeway, I live way out in the west side, and I got over here in 18 minutes, and I wasn't speeding. Pass out here to the near side, look out, and it is just beyond the reach of Luis Correa. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10. I'm not kidding you, my man. I got in my truck at 5 o'clock, work time, rush hour, whole, and I got on the crosstown on coffee.
Well, I'm more partial to the west side. That gets me home now from the east side to the west side.
Right, but I'm coming to the east side from the house, and I just zipped over here. I was like, my goodness. My point is that you reminded me of it because the only time I stopped was right here at White House Nursery, was right by the railroad track. Is the only time I really had to put the brakes on. It was crazy. So Crosstown Freeway people, you get the award tonight.
There you go. 3rd and 10, Trojans.
Going to try to keep this thing.
Oh, nice job by number 2 for the Blades.
Man, that's a good job by Thurman.
Nathan Thurman, a junior. He's going to bring in a 4th and 10, minute 20 left in this half. What do you do if you're Foothill?
Well, you got to punt.
You got to punt?
Oh, of course. You're only down 12 right now. You got to punt. 4th and 10, Rick. You put this thing back there as far as you can and just keep him out of the end zone. Clock is ticking, which is good, but man, you don't want to not get the first down, and then they give the ball a couple of times to Lenore. Next thing you know, and right here, if you're Coach Waddell, you just let this thing go down and call a timeout.
He's letting it run down.
Smart play. Still going to punt it, I'm sure, but
Foothill 1-1. They beat, I believe, California City last week.
They're 1-1. East lost in our opener against Highland, and then last week, tough one against Cabrillo, and now Coach Bibi Carrasco eminently cognizant of the importance of a game like this tonight.
Foothill travels to Delano next week to take on the Fighting Tigers, home of a few friends of ours.
So the punt is still on.
Punt returners are a little deep here.
All right, everybody's set. Here's the punt. 2 Blades back to receive it. Pretty good punt. All right, so it's down at the 20, 27 seconds. We want to thank Foothill High School for hosting us tonight. Very special thank you to our man Stan Green, the Director of School Services at the Kern High School District, to all of the superintendents at the district, and especially our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put on events like this for our community, specifically the Foothill administration, the principal, Sydney Peterson, the AP of Instruction, Sogit Bertain, the AP of Administration, Doug Burdick, the Athletics Director, our good friend Mike Bizad, the Activities Director, Lisa Granata. You have a fun environment here tonight. Kudos to you. Hats off to you. This is a fun atmosphere at Foothill. Student section below us. having a blast, showed up strong, everybody with their Hawaiian leis. It's Hawaiian night, island night, and it's really a fun, festive atmosphere. Congratulations, Foothill.
27 seconds left before half. Lenore. Lenore.
Oh, what a nice hit.
Hustle up to the line. Through the blades.
Looks like Coach Carrasco's called a timeout.
Now, the longer the game goes, you saw two Foothill Trojans kind of laying on the ground there after absorbing a Lenore hit. That's going to be 2 now, maybe third quarter 3. By fourth quarter comes around, there might be 4 or 5.
But I got to tell you, I mean, this young man that's laying the hits on, Carlos Ruanu, he is not afraid. But that does it for the first half. 19-7. East ties up 12. They've had a couple of unsuccessful PATs, and the Trojans with a great pick 6 to keep this thing close. We'll take a break. We'll step away for halftime. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Rick Van Horn and Julian Wilson with me. You're watching the Current High Network Game of the Week, back with the third quarter right after this.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activity, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving you the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs. Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it helped prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class so they can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us, is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years, and and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had a chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
We're in manufacturing engineering. We design parts, 3D parts, 2D parts. We create assemblies.
It's helping me get training in all of this stuff, like the computer programs that we have here, the machines that we have here. We learn a lot of math in here, mostly geometry and fractions, because I love math. That's why I'm in this class.
Mr. Lem, he's a great instructor.
So the problem is this piece itself.
He really goes hands-on with us. He helps us as much as we can. We've learned a lot from him.
Right now we're supplying students that are skilled in the safety, the basic operation of machine work, and then they also leave with some soft skills. They understand they have to be on time. They understand that they have to get up and talk to people. Most of them are walking out of here with a solid foundation in the entry level of a trade.
They can have a job anywhere they go because they have a basic understanding of what it's going to take to put products out that people are going to use.
Hopefully this is a good career for me. You know, end up doing something good, have a good life, and make some money.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic. You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference. And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end. Right now we're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. What the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun, and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here, and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
We are back. I didn't know my partner was going to make it back. I mean, goodness, Rick, how nice of you to join us. Third quarter action, and it might start with a flag. And it does. Foothill will get a little extra yardage. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Got caught down there. Ran into Coach Permenter.
Let me guess, Ned.
Yeah. And Ishmael Renovez, who former player of Coach Permenter's, and they both had stories.
No.
They both went into stories.
Are you kidding me? Well, what's great is Rod Thornburg, the longtime California photographer.
I remember.
He's down there with his laptop, so he's down there clipping tape and putting editing together and Permenter does his own narration. I don't know if you know that. He does his own little video. He does sports takes and sends them out to all the guys. He's something else, man. He is something else. All right, Foothill. Third quarter, they trail 19-7. Can they get something going here? They're down 12.
Back in the double wing.
They're going to go back to the double wing. The quarterback is Ismael Ramirez. This time the pitch worked. It's caught, and this is kind of what they were hoping for the last time, Rick. And they got it right that time. Derek Sanchez caught the pitch and
got a good 12 yards there.
And you see that that's effective when it's right.
East High cannot let this double wing get rolling because they can eat up the clock and just beat you down because it's such a physical offense.
After this play, Rick, give me your thoughts on the first half.
Oh, look at this.
Movement, and I think that may be encroachment because the running back can move, can't they?
We can't move forward.
You got to move backwards, though. Your thoughts on the first half, buddy?
Well, I tell you what, it's 19-7 now. We know it should probably be 19-zip, 21-zip if East High makes their PATs. A random fumble that was picked out of the air by Foothill, ran back. It was pretty much dominated by East High. Forced Foothill out of the double wing and into a spread offense that they didn't want to get into.
And now they're starting to get it going here. Some great blocking and the patience. Oh, and a stiff arm to finish things off. Whoa, here come the Trojans.
This is how they wanted to start the game.
Wow.
They started the game with two possessions, 2 fumbles.
Now they started at 3 possessions, 3 great carries.
3 first downs.
Wow. They go from left to right, and they cut back in. And so if you're Coach Waddell, you've got to be stoked. This is exactly what you were hoping for.
Well, this is the offense you ran the last 2 games against California City. East High forced them into a spread, which is what East High wanted to do. Force Foothill to throw it, which they're not adept at doing.
And I know what you're thinking, but I know what you mean. But honestly, the Trojans forced themselves out of that wing tee.
That's true.
And, the speed of Sanchez is on display.
We got a flag down. If the play stands, I think it's going to be another first down.
Great start here.
I saw yellow on the ground there, but nothing was marked off.
Second and 10. All right, nice
nice job.
Nice adjustment there by the Blades.
Jacob Pinto. Good job. And that's what's got to happen when you're defending the double wing. Those corners really have to get involved, and they got to get physical. As a defense, what you're trying to do is force them to bounce everything outside because they want to go inside the tackles.
Right.
And that's where you got to have those corners out there. Oh, wow.
So the Trojans getting a few calls actually as well. You don't see that call very often, a defensive holding call. So now it's 1st and 10 from the East High 18-yard line. The Trojans have come out of the locker room swinging. How about this, Rick? An 8-yard gain, and that's Sanchez.
Wow. Well, this is how the double wing is geared to operate here. 12 yards on that first play right out of the kickoff.
And Rick, not everybody can do this.
No, it is it's a very patient offense.
Trouble, look out. Gobbled up for a loss.
Very mathematical offense. All they want is 3 yards, because they're not going to punt. As long as they're doing what they're doing, they're not going to punt. No matter where they are, they want 3 yards. 3 yards. Anything after that's icing on the cake. So 3 times 4 is 12. First down, keep the chains moving. As a defense, you need to disrupt that. You need to get them into a negative behind the line scrimmage for a play or no gain, which East High did.
Or some turnovers.
See, now they got 3rd and 3. They like that. That's where they live.
Hard count, and they got him again. And East High players are pointing at the Trojan, but the Trojans are in motion. How about this? They say no. They say it was the Trojans. So now it'll go back to a 3rd and 7, so just like you say, a negative play.
Negative play is what they need. Now they've got a 3rd and 6, 7, maybe 8, long 7. And so East High's got the advantage now.
We're going to dip below 8 minutes right now. 3rd and 7. We're in the 3rd quarter. It's been a really nice football game. If you're just getting this with the Kern High Network, I'm Vance Palm. I'm joined by Rick Van Horn and Julian Wilson. Javier Valdez scouring the grounds as always, doing what he does and keeping all this together. Thank you, Javi. Oh, how about this? It's going to be a race to the end zone, and it's going to be the Trojans. Touchdown, Trevino! Just a quick double handoff, and boom. What perfect call. Absolutely perfect call, Rick.
That's a staple play of the double wing, the double handoff there.
Wow. That's all I have to say is wow.
Yeah.
If you're a Trojan fan, all of a sudden.
And you probably only get 1, maybe 2 double wing teams on your schedule. You don't want to get any double wing teams if you can help it, but because it's so hard to recreate this offense in practice to work against.
Low snap, handled well. The ball's up. Oh, great patience. And they hit the kicker afterwards. So the kick is good, and they roughed the kicker.
I thought he got a piece of it, but I guess not.
So Coach Whittle's out there, and he's letting all his guys know, hey, man,
we're back in this.
Five-point deficit. We talked earlier about the 2 missed PATs in the first half for the Blades. Does that come back to haunt them? So if you are just getting with us, the first half, the Trojans really stepped on their own toes a couple times. Their first 2 possessions, on the very first play of each possession, they fumbled. East High School capitalized on one of them and then scored 2 more touchdowns just based on brute force with the strong running back Randy Lenore and a really well-managed first half by Levi Delgado. But the Trojans had a pick 6, brought it back to the house. And they're back. They've come out just absolutely throwing haymakers out of the locker room. And let's see if their defense can step up and hold back this East offense again and give their Trojan offense another chance. Great football game here tonight.
Well, we may have something in the second half, huh? We thought that first half, it could have got out of hand there if East would have not fumbled, not given up that pick 6 fumble.
Yeah, Carbajal, that really at least just stopped the engines of East High for a little bit. I mean, they came right back because Fernandez takes the kickoff to the Foothill 35-yard line, and it didn't take long for the Blades to get in again. But as we've mentioned a couple times now, it is just really interesting to see that Foothill offense click just right out of the locker room, and very impressive. Is it you or is it me, or is it getting warmer? Is the temperature going up instead of down at 9 o'clock at night? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Every time he gets just a little bit of daylight, we just say, uh-oh.
And the first hit's not going to bring him down. That's a gain of about 9 there.
For Randy Lenore.
And he was hit about the line of scrimmage. Just kind of said, nope, sorry.
Hey, Rick, go back in the
archives
of that very rich mind of yours. You're an author of 2 great books, by the way, 2 great books. So talk about some of the great wing T offenses that come to mind. It doesn't have to be this second.
This is double wing, not the wing
T.
Sorry,
the double wing.
Well, if you look at around here early on in Wasco in the early 90s.
Oh, you're right.
And Darren Owens came down from L.A., brought it down here. He kind of got it from Monty Markham, who was running it down south, that was unstoppable, that they were just putting up points after points. They broke the state record for scoring as a team, 800 points. And then it worked its way up to Fresno, and a guy named Murphy from Clovis East jumped on the bandwagon
with the
double wing, and Clovis East ran it for quite a while and had some success.
Delgado screenplay, almost picked off. Oh my gosh, that could have been the second one for Carbajal. Oof. Because when you see it work, and it works well, it's a thing of beauty.
It is.
I mean,
and it just drives you nuts.
Some fans love the drop back long balls. Of course, who doesn't? Who wouldn't like Eric Coryell or that kind of a game? I get it, but when you see a double wing working well, it's like watching the old Princeton basketball team offense. You see
exactly.
The perfect cuts, and everything is working just like clockwork.
Use up the clock, shot clock every play. Wasco had kind of stayed with it all the way through when it came into the 90s, all the way through the 2000s.
2nd and 10, Delgado, patient, but throws behind Frankie Gonzalez, so that's incomplete. So with the Foothill offense coming out like barnstormers, that combined with the East offense not really looking that well-oiled here in the beginning of the third quarter.
Trying to, they threw the ball twice in that series so far, and they've got a 3rd down and 10 here, Hey, if something's working, you got to feed the giant. That giant right now is Randy Lenore.
Well, it's 10 yards now to pick up a first, and with the Foothill offense starting to get grooving here, this is an important 3rd down. He talks to Lenore for a second, does Delgado, and keeps him on his right hip. Across the middle, then he stops on the route. Oh, and he had it.
Wow.
Absolutely had it, and he dropped it. We don't have jersey 25, so don't know who it is. Our apologies, but it was dropped, and now it's a 4th and 10, and I can't think that Coach Carrasco's given it a lot of thought here.
Well, East High's done exactly what they want to do. Foothill started the game with a 4-man front, 4-3 type defense. Now, East High was so successful running the play, or running the ball with Lenore. Now they've started the second half with a 5-man front, trying to stop Lenore. Nice punt by East High, fielded. Good coverage by East High.
Sorry, I was doing a little reconnaissance down there with the East High camera crew to get some names for us. I said, give me 25 and give me your kicker. Sorry.
Well, Lewis Sellis, who's the punter for East High, having a little better night than he did 2 weeks ago against Highland.
He still doesn't have a lot of time. He's just getting rid of it quicker.
Did we get the number on 25?
We got a name and names coming for number 25 and for the kicker. So a timeout is taken, and that's a perfect opportunity to remind everybody in the huddle tomorrow, noon. High noon, live, Current9Network.org. In the huddle, we'll be at Independence High School. Rick, head coach Paul Gola, and his Independence Falcons, 2-0. This will be his first big test at home. Centennial, Rich Starrett, whose teams get tougher and tougher and tougher each year. I mean, they're in that tough river league, so he's, you know,
and they faced off each other. You know, when Gola was at Centennial, and they faced Centennial and Starrett, so they kind of know each other. Now it's just a matter of who's got the talent.
So we're going to be there live. Coach Gola will be one of our guests. We have a football player and a volleyball player, and I've heard rumors that we have a guest game picker. We'll see who that might be, but it's going to be at high noon tomorrow. Only lasts about 40 minutes. Always a good time. It'll be at Independence High School. And then tomorrow night, the game of the week, 7 p.m. Julian, a 7 p.m. kickoff between the Golden Hawks and the Falcons. That ought to be something else tomorrow night at Independence. Looking forward to it. Foothill again starts off with a really nice run, and this one is going to be Trevino, who just had a touchdown. So 1st and 10, and they get 13, Rick.
They've got this thing on a roll.
And it's a face mask call against East High, so they're going to add that to it. So Coach Waddell and his staff starting to feel it, starting to put it together. Coach Carrasco and his staff looking to tighten things up here.
If you remember 2 years ago at East High, Foothill, East High, overtime.
Oh, that's right.
Won on a field goal with no time left by East High. And Foothill had the big running back, and I can't remember his name.
Doggone it. Where's Trevor Horn when you need him?
Yeah.
Big, I know exactly what you're talking. Oh, it'll come to me.
Yeah.
It'll come to me.
And they were a double wing team. And that was with Coach Deckert, who was the previous coach before Coach Waddell.
What was that young man's name? Text me, somebody. Text me. 2nd and 4. Cuts back up against the grain. Nice job by East High School.
Yeah.
Good job in there by Angel Chacon. He's pumped.
They're a
Nice
play
tackle.
late on that. Now we're going to get about a 3rd and 3, which is exactly what Foothill wants. Because I don't think they're punting this series. I think they're going to go for it on 4th down. So this 2 downs to get 3 yards.
Gotcha. Thank you for laying that out for me. I appreciate that. Oh, wow. Thank you, buddy.
Well, we'll talk about that at a later date, yeah.
Players at a later date. Tonight we'll talk about it. Rick went to some work, and all the players playing right now in college football.
Division I.
Division I.
Look at here.
So very close, Rick.
I
Very
think he
close.
got
I
it.
think he got this, but either way, to your point, they aren't punting. They get it. 1st down, Foothill.
Well, like I said, either way, they were going to go for it on 4th down. So, and if you're East High, you're just seeing that clock just whittle away. 3:45 left in the 3rd quarter.
And you've got Lenore over there pacing the sidelines.
And
right?
they've had one series
Yeah.
in this 3rd quarter.
When Foothill offense is saying, hey, bro, we know what that's all about. We had 2 snaps in the 1st quarter. And a timeout taken, and they're going to talk some things over here. So, Rick, let me intro it, and you just take it. You've done some work here, my man. Players at college in Division I right now as we speak. It's all yours, man. Go for it.
Well,
Just go for
you
it.
look at the disparity between the west side and the east side. You know, there's We've got about 19, 20 kids playing in Division I from Bakersfield, but they're only from 5 schools. Liberty, of course, leads the pack with 10 Division I players. And that ranges from UNLV, UCLA, 2 at Fresno State, Curzon Kizzy at Cal Poly, and you've got 4 at Sac State. Jason Oliver, Xander Chisholm, Riley Hernandez, and Cade Gretline. And then you move down to Garces, who has 5 Division I players. Zach Bucky, Joe Campbell. Joe's at Fresno State. Davis May at Sac State. Aiden Meek at Sac State. And Zion Hall, you remember Zion. Zion from Cal Poly. Centennial has 2 with Kobe Workentine.
Wow.
At Sac State.
And Workentine is a stud, man.
And, of course, who else? I'm going to let you try to guess the last one.
Hold on.
Well, you know.
The Freight Trains kid.
That's right. Jackson Santiago at Yale.
Yale. Evan Burkhart. Urosic. Then there's some pro players. Derek Carr, Jordan Love, DJ Reed, Chris Barnes. Hey, Rick. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, my phone's dinging, and guess what it is?
We've got a name for that.
Our friend Robert Chavez, voice of the Renegades, with Kenny Calvin, the big back from Foothill a few years back. Only 1 of 2 regular season losses that year for Foothill. Kalen Deloney. Remember that? That's him.
Deloney.
Thank you, Robert.
That's right. Big guy.
Robert's up at that Highland game, by the way. RFK Highland game.
Looks like we have some kind of injury here.
Somebody's down.
And they're bringing out the stretcher, so hold on.
Yeah, the ambulance is stopped over there, so we'll take a break. We'll step away for a minute. Julian, if you take a break, and we'll be back right after this on the Crow 9 Network.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities. We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Kern High Network. 3:45 left in the third quarter. There's a stoppage of play. East High is up 19-14, but it's not an injury related to a student athlete. It is one of the officials, one of the Kern County officials, is being tended to on the East High sidelines, and I guess I'm getting word back from one of our sources that he had worked the JV game as well, and so it could be a little bit of a heat stroke. Just they're trying to make sure that he's okay. My source is Nick Ellis, the longtime Kern County official, one of the elder statesmen of the officials for many, many years. He called to let me know what was going on because Rick's the one that's advanced, because we didn't see it happen in action. We didn't know there was an injury. But then we started to look over to the sidelines, and Rick said, I think it's an official. Sure enough, Nick called and said, hey, Vance, here's what's going on. So I guess he just, he's not feeling well, something with the heat. Don't want to get into too much descriptive things when I don't know about it, but what we can tell you was that the official is being tended to. Nick did say that he listened into the officials' meeting, and they're going to call it with 4. And they'll move the guy in the box up, and he said, hey, Vance, in the old days we always had 4. We only had 4. So the game will continue as long as the ambulance doesn't leave and take the official. If the ambulance leaves and takes the official, the game will stay halted until another ambulance comes here, because no game can be played here without an ambulance. So we're waiting to hear. Now, we heard the applause from the fans as I assume the official is up, and my apologies, everybody, because it's in a part of the field that I can't see anything or hear anything, but Nick just called Rick on my phone, and so why don't you hop on here, Rick, and tell us, give us the word from Nick Ellis. And Nick just called and talked to Rick. What did Nick say?
Well, Nick said they are going to transport him to the hospital in the ambulance, and once the ambulance leaves, of course, every high school the game can't continue without an ambulance on the facility. So when that one pulls away, we're going to wait for a new ambulance to come, and the game will proceed.
So in instances like this, I've been through it before. Whether it's been at BC or a high school game, I've been in it before in indoor games at Cal State, and when they realize that they're going to need another ambulance, they make the call, and one starts coming over from Hall Ambulance. So we're hoping, first of all, that this official is okay. We can see him being moved into the ambulance at this time, so we're hoping that he's okay. And maybe Nick, I'll try to talk to Nick next time we take a quick break here. But we're stopped at 3:45. The Blades are up by 5, 19-14. We're in the third quarter, but there has been a stoppage of play. One of the officials is going to be transferred to some medical care, and we'll get some more as we move along here, but the game cannot continue without an ambulance on site. So we'll take a break. We'll try to get a little more information for you, but for those of you that are going to hang in there, and we hope you do, because it's a nice football game and we have another quarter left. So Thursday night special is going to be stretched out a little bit. We'll take another break, and we'll be back right after this on the Kern High Network.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
All right, so we are back. Ambulance has arrived, so we can continue play. Thank you to the East High video crew, coaching staff, for getting us some names for our couple of blades we didn't have names for. Hey, we appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Now Foothill's back at it again. Oh, a nice strong run right there. So we have Shannon Carter is number 25 for the Blades, and Jonathan Gallardo is number 28. So we got that down. So for the Carter and Gallardo family, let you know, 2nd and 12, should be 3rd and 12 actually.
Now it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
Trojans back on the field. Oh, nice block downfield. What a beautiful block downfield. Oh, a flag comes out. Oh, I don't know about that.
I think this one's coming back.
And the Foothill coaching staff is beside themselves. It was a great downfield block. He just hammered the guy and drove him. But I wasn't down there. Apparently it's a hold. Huh. Wow, would have been the go-ahead touchdown or a tie score.
Well, it would have been the go-ahead score, but they didn't. They didn't move it back. It's still 3rd and 3 here. Maybe a short 4. I don't understand there.
The double handoff cuts up field again, and he's off to the races again. Will it be a touchdown again? And it is again. Touchdown, Trevino. Andrew. Same play. You said they can't go to the well too many times, but the 2 times they've done it, it's worked, Rick.
That's right. Get a full flow, get him flowing the other way, and then you come back with that double handoff. I didn't understand that 3rd and 4. Foothill gets a touchdown called back because of a flag, but then no yardage was marked off.
Wow. 20-19, and the Trojans with the wind at their back now. This ball is going to sail through if they get the snap and the hold correct. Snap, hold.
Oh, they blocked it.
Flag on the play. They hammered the kicker again, though.
But they blocked the...
Right, but they're going to get another shot at it.
Huh.
Wow, we've seen it all.
Well, we saw that in the first game, East versus Highland, where the special teams jumped up and bit them in the butt, and it's carried over to this game. Special team mistake there. Missed 2 PATs, which is coming back to haunt them.
Wow.
Okay.
So
since it was blocked.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, that's what we thought in the first place. East High blocked the PAT, and at that point, the kicker is basically live. He can be hit.
Got it. But it'll be taken off on the kickoff, right? Or no penalty.
Well, they're still calling. They're still marking off a 15-yard penalty against East High on the kickoff. So Foothill's going to kick off from the 45 of East High. Huh.
Okay, so the kick was blocked.
Kick was blocked.
But unnecessary roughness on the kicker after the block. So it's marched off on the kickoff.
Okay.
How's that?
Close enough. That's exactly what they did, but they're having a referee conference right now. So maybe
hey, we're down one. We're down one, guys.
Maybe the guy that got hauled off in the ambulance had the rule book. Who knows?
I'll tell you this, for all the work they put in and all the effort they put in, they're already down, guys. They already need some more help, the Kern County Officials Association. And to be down one now, hats off to these guys. They're going to try to keep this thing going here. There's still a lot of football left, and these kids have school tomorrow, Rick. .229 left, and that's in the third quarter, and this thing is tight.
Far from over.
Here we go. They might just do well to keep it short. There you go. Put them back at the 1 yard line. It's exactly what they do. What can East do with it? Pinto?
Well, gets about a 20-yard return on that.
Right, okay. So with 2:20 left here in the third quarter, I'm Vance Palm, Rick Van Horn, Julian Wilson. We've had a stoppage of play for about 30 minutes. One of the officials, the Kern County officials, maybe some heat exhaustion. I guess he worked the JV game as well, kind of working them double time and got a little weak. And our man Nick Ellis said he's going to be okay, but they did want to take him to the hospital and have him get looked at. And the Hall ambulance, the backup ambulance was here pretty quickly, actually. It was here pretty quickly. And we're back at it. But now the Blades trail by 1 to a feisty Trojan football team that's had a great second half. And how about this? Barboa gets loose and gets to the 33-yard line, 34-yard line. Oh, man. And he's a tough runner. He likes to administer punishment at the end of his play. He's not the big bull like Randy Lenore, but he's tough.
Yeah, and Barbeau is only a sophomore.
Yeah. You hear your man Heffernan?
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, good run by Lenore. About 6 yards on that first down play. You know, all game, Foothill hasn't had an answer to East High's run game. And Lenore, all game long, he's got to be well over 100 yards in this game. And he's got at least closing in on 30 carries.
Nice one tonight. No running clock for our fourth game. First three kind of got out of hand. Tonight it's tight. The Trojans 20, East High 19. Lenore almost caught in the backfield. He gets away, and they get him in the ankles. So a nice job by that Foothill defense. And I'll tell you what, if you're a Trojan fan, I'd be clapping too. They're down there letting them know because the big fellow almost got caught in the backfield, but then he got the engines churning.
Yeah.
But they sawed him off.
That was a skinny little free safety. It looks like number 3 for Foothill came up.
That's Carlos.
Carlos
Rano. Hey!
Oh, the big fella.
He gets up to the 50-yard line.
Blades have plenty of time. 30 seconds left in this third quarter.
Ball's exactly at midfield. Lenore again busts through a nice seam on the right side, and he picks up 10. So they're back to that first quarter action.
And you've got more and more Trojans getting up slower and slower as the game progresses. It's exactly what you want when you have a big back like Lenore, because he's going to wear on you.
That'll do it for 3. We go into the fourth quarter, and it's a tight one. It's a great one. Trojans 20, Blades 19, an old school East Side rivalry, and it's going to shape up to be a nice finish here. The game of the week for Thursday night on Current 9 Network.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
All right, we're back. Fourth quarter action. East High starting to get back to what they had going in the earlier stages of this game. 2nd and 2 from the Foothill 42. Oh, movement on the left side of the line, and that's going to be...
Which way they're going to go? Well, it's going to be on east.
Yeah, I think it was Louis Sellis.
Louis Sellis, their veteran left guard.
Yeah. And he popped up real quick and pointed at somebody somewhere saying, hey, I'm a veteran, I'm a senior, that's not on me. You guys quit messing up, making me look bad. And that makes it a 2nd and 7, and Foothill will take all it can get. With any kind of break they can get, they'll take it. Even though they've been the better team in the second half, East High really stamped their name on the first half, so that's why it's such a great game here. Start the fourth quarter with this play right here. 2nd and 7. They give it to Lenore. Lenore, big seam on the left side, and he makes a great move. And now there's some downfield blocking and a touchdown.
Oh, we got a flag.
Well, and it might be holding. It might be holding out on that side there because I saw an arm go out and then the guy go down. We'll see. But Ezekiel Rodriguez saved the touchdown if it was going to be one. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not
and it kind of looked like it was behind the play, didn't it? Because Lenore was already 10 yards.
Well, I thought it was on that lead blocker that was out in front of him. But I'm not a prognosticator, just a guesser. Two different things.
Well, it's still going to be a first down for East High.
Right, it'll be 1st and 10, should be about the 37-yard line, 36, right around there. Okay. So that seam that Lenore ran through, well, you can't give him that much space.
No, he had a lead blocker in there.
Run your whole team over. Quick pass over here, and it bounces off the back of the shoulder pad of Cash. Oh, no, sorry. That was Aiden Rios. Hit him in the back of the helmet. 2nd and 10.
East High not having a lot of success throwing the ball sideways.
Rick, I'm surprised they went to it.
I think they've had 2 drops, and that one hit the back of the defender's head. Luckily, he wasn't looking because that would have been pick 6 there.
2nd and 10. They go back to the big fella, Lenore.
Wow.
And he makes 9 yards look really easy.
He does. It's going to be about 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, if I'm head coach B.B. Carrasco right now, I'm hopping on that 44 train.
Yeah, you've got 2 downs to gain 1.5 yards here.
The quarterback is Levi Delgado. They give it to Lenore, and he breaks to the outside, and he's been hunting that outside down. He finally gets it. He's been looking to that left pocket the whole time, and he got it down to the 10-yard line. So East High School now with under 11 minutes to go here.
Lenore doesn't have that breakaway speed, but he's got enough speed to get you 20, 25 yards, 30 yards. Ooh. High tackle. We got a flag down here by the
Line judge called it maybe because he had the best shot, the best view of it.
It's a high tackle by Foothill. Face mask, maybe a horse collar.
They go talk it out. It was a pretty demonstrative reaction from the running back.
Don't you threaten me with big words.
I will acquiesce. So they wave off the flag, and our public address announcer, Mark Heffernan, says no flag. It was a high legal tackle. Love it, Mark. Second and goal from the 10.
Barboa
to the left side.
Oh, it looks like a touchdown.
Oh, what a nice job of running. The sophomore gets it in. Touchdown, East High School.
Lenore probably not feeling real happy right now. He does all the work to get him down there, and Barboa.
He said, "Can't you hear that train? That's me." Knowing Lenore, like I think I might know his personality, he's like, whatever it takes. Let's get the W, man. Let's get the W.
Well, now the pressure's on the East High defense. They haven't stopped Foothill the whole second half.
Appreciate those of you that are with us because this has been a nice football game. Old school rivalry. 2-point conversion attempt. They've botched 2 PATs, so now they're going to try to get it back. They give it back to Barboa. Barboa is going to be in.
Oh!
In. The
He got
last
it.
second effort, and he just kind of turned his back towards the goal line and just backpedaled in. So they get it to 27. Sets the stage for a riveting 10 minutes and 19 seconds.
Foothill was really hoping for a stop there to make it 25-20. That way a touchdown would have put them ahead. Now they have to go for 2.
Tomorrow at noon, take a lunch break. Get your phone out, laptop, whatever it is. Join us in the huddle. KernHighNetwork.org. We'll be live at Independence High School in the quad. I hear it's going to be in the quad. Head coach Paul Golo of the Falcons. He'll talk about the Centennial Golden Hawks coming in. We're going to have a football player guest, a volleyball player guest. Myself, Stan Green, Trevor Horn. In the huddle, high noon tomorrow. Oh, a pitching wedge taken at the 35.
Oh, we got a
Oh, no! If you're a Foothill fan, you can hardly stand it. Oh, yes, if you're a Blade fan. And it was about as easy of a pooch to handle as you could get, and it just goes right through the fingertips. And a flag now. Flags flying everywhere, so there may be only 4 officials, but all 4 of them threw their flag.
I think that one's going to be on Foothill. At least 3 of the 4.
Just a tough pill to swallow if you're Foothill. A pitching wedge shot, easily handled 99 out of 100 times at about the 33-yard line. And had it not been for a fumble, Foothill would have started at about the 40, which is exactly what the doctor ordered with that offense that's been clicking. But the 3rd fumble of the evening for the Trojans, and now East High, who just scored, so they've got some momentum, and their offense is back on the field. So Randy Lenore didn't even have to cool the jets. He can just stay warmed up and get going. And here's the white hat with the call, and it is personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct on the Trojans. My hunch is that it's Marcos Carvajal III. He was right in the middle of it all, in the mix of it all, and then he walked off really
agitated.
No, and he took his helmet off, and he's over here, and he's not happy. And I don't know that it was him. They didn't give him a number, but he's certainly part of the narrative. because he popped out of the huddle, the scrum, if you will.
I think he was down there fighting for the fumble because he's not the one that actually fumbled the ball.
No, he's not. You're right. 1st and 10. The Blades, can they capitalize? Barboa. Trojans rebound quickly. Nice job. Good tackle.
I can't get the number. What is that, 74 there? Big lineman for...
The big fella there, I thought it was Donovan Garcia. I thought it was 78.
Well, the backside here, he was 70.
Oh, it was 70, so it's Anthony Perez. I'll tell you, Rick, I'm very impressed with those big guys up front for Foothill. I mean, you figure they've had to be on the field a bunch tonight.
Yeah.
They've had to deal with Lenore. They've had to deal with Barboa. You know, the turnovers have kept them out on the grass a long time, and they still have some fight in them. Some really nice pursuit. Under 10 now. How will they deal with this young man, though? Lenore breaks a tackle on the ankles, cuts up field, and gets till about the 7-yard line.
And you're exactly right. You remember they were on the field in that first quarter, all but 2 plays.
Right.
And probably most of them go both ways, so they never came out the field, but all but 2 plays were playing defense that first quarter against the Blades.
On that note, their head coach takes a timeout. Their head coach just decides, you know what, look, we're going to stop this thing for a minute. If they get in, they get in, but we need to slow this thing down and catch our breath a little bit. Hey, for those of you that have not been with us all night, I'm Vance Palm. Rick Van Horn is to my right, and to his right is our director, Julian Wilson. We are thrilled that you are with us now. It's been a fun one. Great game. It's the scales have been tilted back and forth. Some big plays, some turnovers, some dramatic play by Foothill coming out in the third quarter and just marching down the field. For those of you that weren't with us, they have a double wing offense, and they had to call it off after 2 series because the first play of each series they fumbled, so they went into a traditional orthodox offense. Halftime happens. They're close. They come out all guns blazing with that double wing, and it's working perfect, Rick. They get back in it. They lead 20-19, and then East High remembered what East High does best. They go to Lenore. They knock it in. They get a 2-point conversion with Barboa and the touchdown by Barboa. Now they're up 7 with 9:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. They go back to Lenore. Flag on the play. Lenore bulls his way into the end zone, but no hands go up for a touchdown.
We're going to have a hold.
The official that threw the flag right away had decided, nope, not going to be a touchdown. Holding on the Blades. What's happening up the street here at Highland? Let me check here and see who's talking to me. My man Robert Chava is telling me right now. Pick 6 for a D lineman for the Scots. And now in the third, it's 24-0.
Wow, over Kennedy, who is a tough D3, D4 team.
Good first contact with Lenore, but not enough to stop him from getting another 5, 6, 7. Boy, you make that first hit on him, and maybe 6 out of 10 backs fall down and get knocked over. But then there's the other 4 that don't get knocked over. Then there's 1 of 4 that can just continue to punish you after you lay a hit on him.
The Blades are second and goal here. They can't get a first down.
Oh! Bad snap, and Delgado gets him heavily bounced. He's got a man open in the end zone.
Oh,
and he goes down. No! That can't be. Oh, they threw the flag on it. Coach Waddell can't believe it. And nobody can believe it. They're going to say unnecessary roughness. They get the quarterback in trouble. And, boy, I'll tell you what, Coach Chris Waddell can't believe it. And I've got to tell you, Rick, it was –
wow.
For those of you that saw the play, the quarterback went down, slid down, and a Trojan came in to make sure he stayed down. But the official, thinking that it was helmet to helmet, and that big play is going to come back and haunt the Trojans because it would have been 3rd and forever. And instead now it's going to be 1st and 10. at the 6-yard line.
Well,
Oof.
Delgado got a break there. He should have continued coming to the sideline, threw it out. He had actually Shannon Carter wide open. And if he would just thrown that away.
Oh, what a tough break for Foothill.
So they've got 2nd and goal from about the 4-yard line.
The 44 train.
Well, you know it.
Lenore gets him closer to the end zone.
Now, what do you do? If you're East High, you go 4th down, you're on the 3-yard line. You've had trouble with your kicking game all season. You go for it or you take your chances, kick the field goal, go up by 10.
If they don't get the touchdown here on 3rd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2-down territory, my man.
Okay.
2 down with Lenore.
With Lenore.
2 times in a row.
Yep.
Stopping him for 1 yard.
Not going to happen. Is that what you're saying?
Could be a bootleg. Could be Delgado on a keeper. How about this? There's one. There's one.
I don't know what Delgado was doing.
Yeah,
that might have been some kind of read option, but he stayed with it too long.
When I said bootleg, I meant the real traditional bootleg. You fake the handoff, everybody goes to Lenore, and you jog in towards the cone. That wasn't what I was talking about, but
no, I know.
Now your point, Rick, is so well taken. Now it is 4th and 1.
4th down. Trouble with your kicking game all night long. Don't trust it. Let's go for it. 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line.
And Lenore gets in. Touchdown, East High School.
Touchdown, East. Lenore.
So Coach Waddell and his Foothill staff just grimacing right now. They had their opponent's quarterback pinned down here at the 35-yard line. And the officials called a helmet-to-helmet hit on the quarterback that was down, and that changed everything. And now all of a sudden, East High, if they could convert a field goal PAT here, this one is up, and it does go through. So Jonathan Gallardo gets the PAT, and now East High is up 14-20. We'll take our last break of the evening and be back right after this. This is the Current High Network Game of the Week.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
Another pooch kick by East High. Fair catch by Foothill, but it's fumbled, but it's a fair catch. Foothill picks it up. It's going to be Foothill ball on about the 27-yard line, their own 27-yard line. 6:07 left in the 4th quarter. Foothill down by 14, 34-20. They entered this quarter ahead by 1.
2019, and now we're going to have to see not only a successful double wing offense, but a quick one, efficient.
Well, we've been saying all along, the double wing's not a comeback offense. It's a
that's what I'm saying.
Front runner offense.
Yep.
Get ahead, stay ahead, eat up the clock. They're going to have to take some chances here, breaking that double wing up like they did in that first quarter.
They'll start at their 29. They had visions of starting at the 34, but it was a fair catch, and that was where the fair catch call was made. And we should have a flag, and I believe that'll be encroachment. But East High saying no, they moved, they moved, they moved.
Looks like Avion Terrarina made contact with the Foothill center.
Yep. So they get 5 yards with no time going off the clock. They'll take it. Tomorrow night we got a big one. 7 o'clock kickoff time. Centennial at Independence. Big game. Big game. Battle of the Birds. Stretch out here to the left side. He cuts back up. Good start. Nice tackle out there. Good job by Michael Jacob Orozco Contreras. Jersey 34.
Probably their best play of the night, that double handoff counter for Foothill.
Coach Carrasco and his staff have put some levers out there to make sure that doesn't happen again. Couple of big hits there and a big finishing hit by Louis Sellis. Also in there was Jacob Pinto. So you have Pinto and Sellis, two very different looking guys, but now there's a blade down and it's Avion Tijarina. So Tijarina goes down. And it looks like it could be some crampage. Has the look of crampage. Do you have in any of your stack of copious notes and prep material who's playing tomorrow? I had all my stuff down.
Well, I've got a few of the games. Burroughs at West.
Okay, very good. Burroughs at West. Oh, that Golden Valley at South game. Wow. What a Golden Valley, tough loss first week, but they're a strong squad. And then how about this? The Drillers at Stockdale. BHS looked unstoppable 2 weeks in a row. Stockdale
had their issues last week against Highland.
Yeah, but they beat North week 1. Highland lost in week 2. The game we're calling, Centennial at Independence, Frontier at Clovis.
That is between two of the top 5 teams in the Valley. So we're going to see if Frontier's for real against Clovis.
Okay, they did pick up the first down. They go to the air. Ramirez hit hard. The big fella comes down with it. Will they say that's a fumble, though? Or will they? No, they're going to say incomplete. They're going to say that the big fella never really had it. For a second, he was off to the races.
Yeah.
Isaac Mora, the ball dropped in his arms, so he was about to go turn upfield and take off. But the ball dropped out of his hands, and the line judge quick to say incomplete pass, second down.
Well, you got the Blade defense hopping, bopping, and popping out there.
Yeah, and that ball is slipping out of the Trojans' hands a lot. Trevino. Patient, poised. Can Trevino get to the outside? Oh, he's just tripped up at the 45-yard line. Boy, he's a patient runner, Rick. He waits and waits and waits. Kicks it out when he needs to. And one ankle tackle away.
One thing, the clock hasn't started running yet.
Well, they're moving the chain. Shouldn't take them that long. There we go.
The clock didn't run on that play.
Oh. Under 5. It's running now. This Trojan offense has got to make some quick work here. Another good, long, nice run. You just wonder if it's just too little too late with the amount of time they have left here.
Yeah.
I mean, the upside for Coach Waddell and his staff is that we continue to see how impactful our offense can be when we're in the right situation.
Yeah.
We're not behind the 8 ball.
Bad thing now is the clock's been running because you're
Right.
running the football, staying
Right.
in bounds.
Right.
And that clock's second and about 2.
They'll get the 2. Trevino cuts back upfield. Trevino still on it. Boy, what a nice runner he is. So they stop the clock long enough to get the chains moved.
All right, so it should be started now. There you go. 4 minutes left in this game.
Well, this clock is racing, but I'll tell you, Rick, the Trojans just look tired. They're beat up. Trevino on the double. Trevino cuts back up. Big hit at the 15-yard line. A big hit right there by Angel Santillan. Oof. The senior, jersey 45. Well, he popped him. 9-yard gain there by Trevino. Hey, can't say enough about Andrew Trevino. He's putting in some work tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, this game's not over. They just need to get the end zone quickly. Timeout taken.
We got a player down on the east sideline.
And it's Angel Santillan who laid that big hit. He's the one that put the big hit on him. And
Well,
he's,
I think they're ready to go.
yeah, he's off the sideline, so they're gonna go over and take a look at him outside the field of play, and he's banging his fist on the grass. He wants to get back in because he likes to hit. They start the clock. It's 3:12 and counting. Trojans need to make some quick work. Can they get outside? And the pursuit, how about this? It is a touchdown. How about it? Derek Sanchez with 2:56. I didn't know if he was going to make it, Rick. And he got in there. No flags. Score counts. Now, do they go for 2 now with this double wing?
Don't chase it yet. They're going for 1 here. They're going to kick it.
Coach Van Horn.
At this point, you don't go till you have to.
Rick has coached at every level you could coach in Bakersfield, even the professional level for the Bakersfield Blitz. So Coach Van Horn says, don't chase it yet.
East High blocked the last one. So let's see what they roughed the kicker, if you remember.
High snap. It gets down, the kick is up, and it's through. Well executed, Trojans. Good job. Boy, that was nice. The quarterback, Ismael Ramirez, had to go up there and grab it. That would have been disastrous. So with 2:56 left, can the Foothill Trojans get the football back, or will Coach B.B. Carrasco and these East High Blades hang on and get their first win of the season?
The question now is, if you're Coach Waddell, do you onside kick? Or do you have faith in your defense that you're going to hold them, get better field position?
Yeah, but I believe that the Trojans, they have 2 timeouts left. So if they were to boot it long, they'd have 2 times they could stop the clock if the 44 train's not running over them.
Yeah.
Lenore picks up 2 or 3 of those big long gains and it's over.
I tell you, I'm going to take my chance with the non-side here.
Whenever this happens, especially at this level, I try to read the body language of these youngsters out there. The pros don't give it away. The pros don't give it away, but some of these youngsters, they can give it away if it's an onside. I want to see what happens here. Here we go. Fun ending here. And it is an onside. And the flags fly. It's going to be offsides on the Trojans. Ugh.
Well, if you're East, you might decline it because you've got the ball right there on the 50-yard line.
Does 5 yards change your mind? Now that they obviously know.
Well, they know it's coming. You're going to have to stop them. The Lenore train either way, whether you're back them up on the 20 or on their own 40.
Okay, let's watch that 35-yard line. Make sure nobody passes too quickly. And that's pooched in the open area. Oh, nice little spot there. Smart play. Really smart play.
Who is that?
And
Number 8.
It's not a quarterback. Isaiah Santiago. Isaiah said, I got it. It's over. Well, that tells you a lot, doesn't it?
Hold my Gatorade.
You're right. I'm going to go in there and catch this little pitching wedge and go down with it. Smart play. Now, though, 3 seconds went off the clock in that kick.
First and 10 from the Blades.
I need to make sure to let Stan Green know I've been here 5 hours and 18 minutes. First and 10. They start with Lenore. Everybody knows it's going to him, and so Coach Waddell calls his first timeout. Really not a lot to discuss. Let your guys take a break.
Well, I've got one more timeout left. You're telling those guys to strip it from that big kid. Tackle the ball.
If you're Coach Carrasco right now, assuming that Foothill is assuming that it's going
to Lenore,
to the freight train, maybe something outside of Barboa.
Well, you could, but you might have some heavy sets. Coach Carrasco might have some unbalanced set where you're outnumbering them at the point of attack. You might even put him in the eye and let him run downhill a la Derrick Henry.
Delgado. Look out. Look out. Now to the 48-yard line, the big guy, Randy Lenore.
And that should Foothill call their last timeout. Nope. They're going to let it go. The other thinking here, when you're in your 4-minute offense here, you're just trying to eat up the clock. You know, when you're in gun, there's that chance of a bad snap, something like that. But when you're under center, putting that tailback in I formation, especially Lenore running downhill, you're much better off.
They're staying in the gun. 2 minutes left. Delgado takes the snap. They give it to Lenore. Lenore looks to get to the outside. That's what he's been looking for all night. Oh, makes a nice little nifty move. He can't get past Rano.
Well, actually, he did the right thing, staying inbounds,
right.
Clock running. You know, he's got to be close to 200 yards.
At least.
And I'm thinking close to 40 carries.
And half of it, 100 of it's come the hard way.
Yeah.
He's starting to see some daylight now, or nightlight, whatever you want to say. He's starting to get some space.
Well, Foothill's got one timeout left, and they have it. They're just going to let East High run the clock. And if you're Coach Carrasco, you're waiting for him to use that timeout. That way you can just take a knee for these next 3 downs and get out of here.
So Coach Carrasco calls the timeout with 1:11. They're up 7. What a great game. First game of the season 2 weeks ago, Highland took care of East, and we went to running clock. A week ago, last Thursday, I was at Shafter High School in a special collaborative effort between HQTV and the Kerr 9 Network, and Shafter went into a running clock victory against the Bears. Their quarterback got banged up there as well, and then the next night, which was Friday night, Garza came to town, and BHS put them in a running clock scene. So the first three games up to tonight there were runaways, but tonight, a nice one, a good one.
Well, you've seen more games than I have, but I saw the Highland game, and I've seen Austin Hernandez, who is very, very good for Highland, and I've seen Lenore now. I know the two best I've seen so far, and of course I haven't seen Bryson Abbott in action yet this year. I know he's ready to go, and Shafter has. They've got a back that's a pretty good load. Esper Queta, is that?
Yeah, Perucci's got a full briefcase.
Foothill calls their last time out. Minute 7 left.
Huh.
So East High can just take a knee on these next two plays. And
Rick, let's talk about our Kerr 9 Network Player of the Game. Kerr 9 Network Player of the Game.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let's talk it through for a couple minutes.
You know, for East, it's a really no-brainer because the kid carries the ball 40 times and close to 200 yards. So, but Foothill's had some guys that have really stepped up. Andrew Trevino, Marcus Carbajal.
That's some guys play well, but I think anyone that's watched this game tonight is listening to us saying, "Quit playing around, fellas. Quit playing around." Even our director is Julian looking at us with that side eye, going, "Come on." The Kerr 9 Network Player of the Game is the junior running back, the 44 train, Randy Lenore. The Kerr 9 Network Player of the Game, Randy Lenore, and he gets himself. Do we have quadruple X's? He gets himself a nice big Kerr 9 Network Player of the Game t-shirt. The only way you get it is being named Player of the Game or Player of the Match. If it's volleyball or Wrestler of the Match, I can tell you that whoever wins these, they wear them with a lot of pride because you get them by being named the top player, the top performer. Rick, your final thoughts on this game before we wrap up?
Well, I tell you what, we thought it was going to be an East High runaway. You know, that first quarter, East High jumps out to a 13-point lead. Foothill made it manageable. I think at halftime it was 19-7. And then Foothill made it a game, coming out of that third quarter and just dominating with that double wing. A couple breaks in that fourth quarter, put East back up, and that's where they stayed.
Rick, I want to thank you for everything. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your input. Thank you for the tacos. Thank you for the licorice. Thank you for being who you are, buddy. I appreciate it very much. Have a great weekend of high school, college, and pro football. Julian, thank you. To Stan Green and everybody at the high school district, thank you to Valley Strong Credit Union, and again, the Foothill administration, the principal, Sydney, the AP of Instruction, Sweet, the AP of Administration, Doug Burdick, the athletic director, our good friend, Mike Vizad, the activities director, Lisa Granada. How about this? East High gets their first win tonight. It was a great win, 34-27. The Blades win. We'll see you tomorrow at noon, live in the huddle at Independence High School. And then tomorrow night, the high school game of the week, the feature game on Friday night, Independence hosting Centennial. East wins. Have a great evening, good night, and God bless.